Thursday morning, everybody. How are you all doing? So glad to be back on my podcast. This is an exciting podcast because it is the first podcast after reaching the 1,000. The cats are even excited. The goal of making 1,000 subscribers. So I am kind of going to do a little bit of a different thing than talk about what I did over the past week. I will talk about some upcoming stuff, but I kind of wanted to do like an introduction. This is me kind of thing tonight. So let's talk a little bit about how I got started and all that kind of stuff. I want to first thank everybody. I know I did a short to thank everybody, but I wanted to really, I want you to know I'm looking into your souls and I am thanking you all so much for subscribing, for hanging out with me, for watching my Thursday morning podcasts, for watching the shorts that I put on, for coming and joining me on Sunday sows, my Sunday brunches at 11 a.m. on Sundays. I just really appreciate everyone forming this family, this community, group of quilty friends. It's been such a fun year. I started quilting during the pandemic. So I've been doing quilting now for about 3.5 years. September was 3 years, so about another half a year. So 3.5 years now. And when I first started, during a pandemic, I wasn't really going out. I wasn't doing anything. Didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to come in community, and decided on a whim to go to a retreat. And at that retreat, I was the quiet one in the back of the room, not really talking, very unsure of what I should say. It was the following April, I'm pretty sure, because we're coming up on the third of the same retreat. I'm coming back for the third year, but was very unsure of myself and very not sure of my skill, and to be here 3.5 years later, a year after starting a YouTube channel, having made this 1,000 milestone, which is kind of like the first big one that folks on YouTube like strive for. Like that's the thing to get to. I feel very, very thankful and lucky and happy and thrilled because I have so much fun things planned for this year, and to know that I will, be bringing more folks along for the ride is thrilling, is so thrilling. So thank you all so much. So I did kind of already start talking about myself. I, again, started sewing about 3.5 years ago now. Before doing that, I had knitted. My grandmother taught me to knit. I had dabbled in some crochet, did more Tunisian crochet than crochet. I went to culinary school, so I've kind of always had like this creative side to me, a creative outlet. But after starting a family, I have 2 children that they both actually still live here, so you may hear them. But after having a family, I got out of the culinary world because there was a lot of hours, a lot of 80-hour weeks, a lot of, hey, you're on bar inventory until 1 o'clock in the morning and you got to be back to get produce in at 4 o'clock in the morning. That kind of stuff wasn't really what I wanted for raising a family. So I then got into like office work. Boo! And I've kind of been there ever since. I did another little stint at a restaurant, actually in a Wegmans, if you've all ever heard of a Wegmans. They had a restaurant in the Wegmans, and that was a lot of fun, but it didn't pay very well. So back to office job. So I have this very regimented, very serious day job where there's not a whole lot of creativity going on. And when we all were sent back home, I tried a lot of different things. I tried learning the violin again, or like freshening up my skills in the violin. That didn't really stick. I tried create digital art. That didn't really stick. I wasn't really happy with that, and it didn't really stick. I'm not very good. What else did we did a couple of things. I played Pokemon Go a lot with the kids, but I came across a TikTok actually, and I fell in love with watching the videos on the creating of the different quilts and everything. And I watched a lot of YouTube. So the fact that I'm on YouTube now is kind of like this full circle thing. I watched a lot of YouTube before I ever sewed my first block together. My first quilt was it's called a quillo, which is a quilt pillow, rag quillo, I guess, and made it out of shark fabric, which was fleece, and I used the wrong kind of needle and the wrong kind of thread, and I did things incorrectly a lot, but it stuck. I didn't have really great tools to be a sewist, so my mantra here on my channel is really start with what you have. And that's where that came from, because I started with a rotary cutter that I had from my Cricut, which is a machine that cuts like vinyl to put on t-shirts and stuff. That was the rotary cutter I had, that was the ruler I had, and that was the cutting mat I had. It was all from my Cricut machines. So when I say you can start where you are, I'm serious. I had a pair of scissors. They were not fabric scissors, they were just scissors. And I just was having so much fun and was so excited about it. It didn't matter that I didn't have all the right tools. I was able to start with what I had and enjoy myself and have a lot of fun. Some painful points because, again, I was using the wrong needle and the wrong machine. And however, I did 3 of those for my 2 from me children and my adopted son, who came to live with us during the pandemic, and he's my adopted son, even though he was, well past graduated high school by the time I consider him adopted. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I got started into it, and that's why I really enjoy this as an outlet, because of the day job, which is so boring and blah. I had started doing traditional piecing. Really, that was what I started, because I started watching, I think where we all kind of start, or where a lot of folks start from what I've heard, listening to other people's stories, watching like Missouri Star and the Fat Quarter Shop and Donna Jordan. And so I was watching them a lot. Jean Truelove of True Love Quilts for You, who I just adore. I think she's the most adorable thing. So I'd started with them, and then I very quickly found some more like, what's the word, like more local, more accessible kind of people. So, and how I ended up at a quilt retreat was one of those people was quilting with Stephanie Stitches, and started watching her. She does all traditional stuff. So that's where I found out about Yvette, which is how I got into FPP. You'll see behind me, this is a collaboration that I did with Stephen from The Idiot Quilter, Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, and Sean of The Guy Who Sews. And I found FPP very quickly after traditional piecing and kind of fell in love with FPP and have been very focused on that ever since. I'll do a lot of different things here on the channel, so I'm glad you're here to watch it. I will make bags, like I just this past Sunday on my live Sunday brunch, which is 11 a.m. Eastern every Sunday. This past Sunday, I made a bag for Lauren, my oldest, who needed something to carry clothes back and forth. long story, but anyway, so I do like to dabble in all kinds of different techniques and things, because I like to say I've tried it. Whether I will like it, like, I don't think I'm ever going to be a big applique fan, but I've tried it. I do enjoy very much making bags. I have a lot of fun doing that. So that was a lot of fun to do that on my Sunday live. But I do a lot. I do a lot of FPP. I also have the sense of humor of a 12-year-old. So the fact that I commented on the double do is also a part of being here on my channel. You'll get very used to that, or you'll get very annoyed and run away. But I very much enjoy FPP. I actually worked very hard last year to be invited to be a certified instructor for the company Legit Kits, which is a FPP company. But in kind of tandem with that, I also started writing my own patterns. I've created the FPP portion. Writing patterns is a whole different skill set, and I'm still working on that. And so I don't have all of the ideas that I have in my head and that I have in my EQ8. I don't have all of those written up yet, but I've been furiously creating them. And just in this past year. So I became a certified instructor. I launched my website. I did a virtual retreat with Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, where I wrote my first pattern and I taught my first pattern. So things have just snowballed, and I'm really just riding the wave. I am open to trying all of the things that are coming my way, and I've gotten to do a collaboration. I've done with a group of people, which really made me like really excited. I also have done a couple of different collaborations with who is now one of my dearest friends in the world, Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. We've done collaborations together where we've done a 2-color quilt challenge. We're working right now on a New York Beauty, which is FPP. So this journey has been so much fun. So if you're out there and you are on the fence about wanting to start a YouTube channel, I don't want you to be on the fence. I want you to go for it. There are a lot of creators out there, and I know that everybody has a lot. It's like being on Southwest when they say, you have a lot of choices out there. We appreciate you choosing us. There are a lot of creators out there, but there's also a lot of room for all of us to be here on YouTube, because every day there's a new quilter starting their journey. And every technique that we use as quilters every day, from the type of thread we use, the type of needles we use, the machines that we have, the way that we puzzle out the patterns, your voice is going to speak to different people. Like, that's why I watched so many different people when I started, because I wanted to hear like how they were all doing it before I even ever cut my first thing. So there is room for everybody that wants to be on here. I don't have it. I know that I will never be a Missouri Star or a Fat Quarter Shop, but I know that I really enjoy getting to do this with and for you all. I enjoy the conversations that we have on the lives and the comments that you make on like my podcasts. I have so much fun now doing these virtual retreats, and here in 2024 I will be doing some in-person retreats. I'm gonna start with like day retreats, so it'll be like local folks. But I'm looking forward to all of that, and that's all just the tip of the iceberg for what I want to do. So if you are thinking about it, I definitely say, come on, let me know. I will be your first subscriber, and I will be there to support you too. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but it's been so worth it. I don't have any fancy equipment. I don't have like crazy, like, you know, boom microphones or anything like that. It's me and my iPad mini and my computer for when I'm on YouTube Live. So yeah, you can definitely do it. And I would not have ever thought way back when at that first retreat where I kept my back to the room and I barely spoke to anybody and I fangirled like a lunatic and never thought I would have any kind of relationship with Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I just say, keep yourself open to the possibilities because you just never know where you're going to end up. I think I'm kind of rambling now. I'm very excited and I am proud, and all the things, just all the emotions. And it's finally like really sinking in, like, wow, okay, I've really made that milestone, 1,000 subscribers. And it's just such an honor and a pleasure, and it seems so like played out or whatever to hear people say that. And I don't know that I've ever really, like, people that I didn't know, like just random people that would say that about things. I don't know if I ever really believed them, but feeling this right now, where I'm at right now, I totally get it because it's overwhelming and it's honest. I'm very thankful. And I hope you all hang out and continue following for the next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that. So thank you so much to the folks that are brand new and to the folks that have been here supporting me from the beginning. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. And yeah, so I'm going to stop being mushy because I don't feel comfortable being mushy. But I will see you all on Sunday at my Sunday brunch at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we will talk then. Thank you all again. Bye now.